Okay, I'm here with Chuck Mitchell. How are
What's
you,
going
buddy?
on?
Yeah. So, man, how's life been going? What have you been up to?
Dude, life has been great. I couldn't ask for a better life right now. I've just been work, kids, and of course jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Had a great seminar today. I thought everybody did good. I thought it was awesome.
Dude, your guys are looking so much better.
That's you, man, coming up all the time. Coming up when you can, anyway. I get when I ask you. It really is awesome when you come. I do appreciate it. I know they do too.
Been doing it for about a year, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I think Landon was really surprised by you.
Yeah, Landon, he was a character. I like
He's
Landon,
nice.
man.
And don't he look like Swayze?
Kinda, yeah. I can see Swayze and Landon.
So, how'd you get started doing jiu-jitsu?
Oh man. So about 8.5 years ago, I got pulled over by the cops. I had some stuff in my car that I wasn't supposed to have. They took me to jail. Made me dress in the orange jumpsuit, the
Yeah.
orange gator Crocs.
It's awful.
They put me in general population, shut the door behind me, and this big Bubba guy came up to me. I'm sitting here holding my pillow and my blanket. They just shut the door. Click, clack, and big Bubba comes up and is like, "I'm getting your breakfast plate in the morning." I look at him, I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Yes, sir, you are." I wasn't going to tell him that, I was only in there for like a little misdemeanor, and my ride was waiting on me. I knew
Yeah.
I was going to get out in a couple hours.
Yeah.
But
And
right
report-
then and there, I was like, man,
You good?
I'm going to have to learn how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, within a week of getting out of jail, I went and found me a martial arts gym, and I started training jiu-jitsu.
Where'd you go first?
10th Planet Decatur.
Always, no,
Yeah,
no, always.
my first
Man.
sign up was 10th Planet. I've been 10th Planet ever since.
So has Brendan always been over that one?
Yes. Yeah.
I gotcha. That's
He was
awesome.
pretty much like the first 10th Planet in the Southeast.
Oh yeah,
He is the grandfather of all of us.
and he's getting to like go back and forth now with dude.
Dust,
Yeah.
Detroit Dust, yeah. It's funny how they're going back and forth right now.
I'd like to watch that.
Oh, Brendan would
Yeah, I'd watch that.
mop the floor with that guy.
I'd pay for a ticket.
I would be there front row.
And what's bad? You know what's bad? You know what's awful? Is like it would probably get more sales than any show I've ever had. And we'd have to thank the Dust guy for it.
Yeah, he's kind of silly. I feel like he's gonna get people hurt more than
I'm with you on that.
protecting themselves.
What would you say has been the hardest part for you?
Of jujitsu, getting beat up all the time and then keep coming back.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's hard to dust yourself off and be like, all right, I'm gonna go back tomorrow and I'm gonna do this again. That was definitely the hardest part. Just having to keep showing up, be disciplined about showing up. It's easy to make excuses. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm just gonna sit this one
I
out.
worked hard today.
Yeah. Or my girlfriend's sick. Well, we don't need your girlfriend on the mat, buddy.
Just you.
You show up.
Dude, what about Francis Ngannou? Is that the biggest man on the planet?
He's the scariest man on the
He's
planet,
massive.
for sure.
He's a huge person. And now he's starting to grapple a little bit.
Scary, scary, scary. He grew up like in the mines, right? In salt mines,
Yeah,
doing.
well, yeah, like middle of no, not middle of no, like Africa, but like crazy Africa, like where they're killing people and stuff.
Yeah, like where they walk around with no shoes on.
Yeah.
Just a poor, poor country. And
I think does his mom still live there? Or did he move her out?
as far as I know, I think the
I feel
mom
like
still
he goes
lives
and
there
visits her.
and goes, and visits.
I'd almost bet that's not his choice. That's probably her.
Yeah, just probably what she's used to and what she knows, and
She don't want to come over here.
but yeah, you gotta really want it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
to do it.
when you have nothing, no money, can't even buy shoes,
Yeah. And he
wearing the
still got
same
it.
clothes every single day,
Hey man,
he really wanted it.
that's how he's about his kind of plan. If him and Fury fought, not boxed, but fought, I'd take Ngannou, man.
Every single day.
She get you hooked up?
Yes.
Yes.
So how long have you been training?
Right? So the first coach I ever had was Jake Harris, our announcer. And he was like a Taekwondo guy, but he'll tell you that he's not a mixed martial artist really at all. He wasn't a teacher. and that's his words, not mine. But then, as far as like really like getting good work in, I've been working with you for like a year when you get to come up, and then when I get to come down, and then or maybe less than that. If we're going off consistent time, like 6 months with like really good people, and then as far as kickboxing, you know, like Jeff. I mean, I've been on mat since I was like 14. You know, it's a long time. I saw Vanderlei Silva fight. At first, I thought I wanted to be Mike Tyson, but then I saw Vanderlei Silva fight, and I was like, no, I want to be that guy.
Yeah, that guy's got kicks. He punches and kicks.
Yeah, and he's so angry. Like, I can do this, man. And like that's why I got the tattoo on my head and everything. And like I'm not Vanderlei Silva. I don't think that anyone really is. Trevor Pete kind of is. He really kind of is, man. Caleb really kind of is too. Sometimes when he like really gets after it. Some people are built different. Why do you think it's okay? So there's white belts, like okay, so there's black belts, right? But then there's black belts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is there such a gap? Like say there's 2 white belts and one of them's just really like smoking everybody else. Why is that a thing? Like the white belt that was there today.
Yeah, Chris, he's been training with us like 6 months. Super consistent. He shows up every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I mean, like clockwork. He's got a daughter that trains. She's there every class. I mean, they've made it like a family thing,
That's
you
cool.
know. So he gets to go home and drill with his daughter, talk to his daughter about it too. So it's not just him showing up to class. He's
Yeah.
living the life.
That's cool.
And the black belt, there's gyms out there where you just sign a piece of paper saying that you were there in that class, you know, and you get 20 classes in, you're going to get a stripe. You get 20 more classes in, you're going to get a stripe. It doesn't matter if you drilled hard that day, if your drills were even good that day, you're getting rewarded for showing up.
Yeah.
And there's black belts out there who got their black belts just by showing up. And there's
That's if
a
he's
huge difference between the competition black belt that's going out there and trying to wreck other black belts,
Yes.
and then the guy who got his black belt because he showed up for 10 years.
I get that. I get what you're saying, man.
1-2 classes a week, you know.
Yeah. He get any live rounds? Nah.
No, don't even do live rounds.
he was there. He came. You know, I get that. That's kind of crazy. So when did you first meet Brandon? What was your opinion of Brandon?
Oh man, I walked into his gym and I watched his class.
How intimidated were you when you walked in?
Oh, dude, that was the hardest thing. It was probably walking into the gym, just getting the nerves. All right, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go in here. You know. So I get in there. He teaches a class. I just watch. And then they put on rounds, and then he just smokes everybody.
Yeah.
He was a brand new brown belt when I signed up, and what he had, I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I was 125 pounds at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're
man,
still 125 pounds.
I'm about 150.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I fight at 55. I'm fat as a mess right now. Go ahead, keep going. I'm listening.
But yeah, Brandon, the way he taught, the details, was something that really pulled me into him, and the no gi aspect of it.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to play in the gi. I didn't really care about that.
I feel super strong in a gi.
Some people do. You can slow it down, right? You can just grab and hold.
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't. Yeah. It's not like natural. You know, I get it. But
Uh,
it's better to go no gi. And that is what you were saying as far as breaking the technique down. That's something you do really good, man. That's all I've ever heard. Like anytime you leave, like not right as soon as you leave, because like I leave at the same time you leave. But whenever we're talking to people about you, everyone says the same thing. Like, man, he breaks it down. That I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm like, nah, I get what he's saying. I can do it. And as long as I have someone that can teach you right, and you do a dang good job at that. I've got some chicken wings already in the air fryer. Yeah. And they're probably about done, but I don't know what I'm doing. But no, you really are a great teacher. Like coach too, but I think teacher probably has to come first, and you're a great teacher, man. It's awesome. It's
really
awesome
appreciate
to see you, because you'll see people like struggling, and like, come here, I got you, man. And then I've seen. I gotta ask, how aggravating is it when you're teaching something and someone's not doing what you're teaching? If they signed up for that class, they sign up for you to teach that day, and they don't do it. How aggravating is it, or do you just kind of let it go?
no, I don't let it go. No,
Amen.
I am captain of the ship when it's my class.
Yes.
If I show something, you're going to do what I show, or you don't take the class.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have somebody doing something weird
Yes.
while everybody else is doing exactly what I showed.
Yes. It is a little aggravating. It's like you signed up to come today.
No, if it was an open mat,
Yeah, that's
you know,
another thing.
that's a different thing. If you want to drill whatever you want to drill, or
Yeah, go ahead. And that was what you said to me after the day. You was like real happy with how everybody listened, and you'd see me like I ain't like rude or nothing, but I'll get on to people. I'm like, what do you do? Because like, what some people don't realize is like there's probably plenty of people on this planet that can kick my ass. Plenty of people, not probably. There is plenty of people that can, right? But some people can't teach. They can't teach you how to do anything. Like, okay, you're really athletic. That's great. Can you show me how to do what you did when you did?
No.
Well, come on.
I just did this and this. Well,
Well, no. Like there's like if it was just, you know, John Jones wouldn't need coaches. You know what I mean? All those people that are fighting and winning, Khabib, he wouldn't have needed his dad. You know what I mean? There has to be coaches. You have to be able to. You have to be willing to listen and willing to learn, or you're not going to really get anywhere. I don't think. What about do you follow jiu-jitsu at all as far as like Danaher and them?
to a point.
I just now heard they broke up the Death Squad.
Well, yeah, they got Danaher's team, and then they got B team, right?
Yeah.
And they're both, I think, in Texas.
Okay, go ahead. Say I don't know all this.
So Craig Jones and like Ethan Krillstein,
So B team is their B squad or?
they call themselves B Squad.
Okay.
When really they're the
Just-
highest level competitors, you know.
Yeah,
they
just as good.
just as good. So I don't really know why they broke up or split. Maybe it was a marketing scheme.
Maybe.
You know, instead of having just one big gym, they could have two
Yeah.
big gyms,
I can
two
see
super
that.
gyms. I'm not too sure on that whole story, but both teams are still really good, and I think they still have good connections with each other. I don't think I don't see them dogging each other
No.
on
Now who's their big guy? The money.
Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. So how good is he really? 'Cause
Uh,
I don't follow jiu-jitsu like that. I don't really watch fights now, honestly. I don't follow anything like that so much. I do what I do, and my time's kind of took up. But how good is Gordon Ryan in jiu-jitsu?
He's the king right now.
He is. So is he heavyweight? What is he doing?
He does. Yeah, he's a big guy.
Can you beat Fabricio in jiu-jitsu?
Man, I think that guy beats anybody in
Oh
jiu-jitsu.
God,
Anybody.
that's terrifying.
He's good.
And he's making it look easy.
Yeah.
And what
the-
he's like the first like 100 millionaire that jiu-jitsu has or something, like millionaire. He's got a ton of money. I
Yes, he's got tons of money, sponsorships, and he's doing like $10,000 matches.
Yeah.
And, really crazy. He's really grown the sport. He's
Yeah.
made it way more popular.
Showed people. It's kind of like Connor. You know, like a lot of people. My buddy always told me. He said, you know, your sport's it's evened out. It grew, but it's evened out. And I always fight him on it and tell him, no, you're wrong. But then Connor came along and it boom, and he showed everybody like, nah, look, we can make a lot of money. And so I told my buddy, I was like, yeah, you're right. But Gordon Ryan's doing the same thing. A lot of people don't go watch jiu-jitsu. Millions of people are watching Gordon Ryan do jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? And he's making a lot of money doing
Buying
it.
his DVDs.
Yes. I do like the Danaher. I like that guy. He looks sneaky.
Yeah, he's very monotone. I have one of his DVDs. I
Okay.
can only watch like 30 minutes at a time because of the way he talks.
Yeah, but he breaks it down good.
Yeah. Super good.
You had an awesome seminar today. What's the coolest seminar you've ever been to?
Uh,
Yourself, your favorite one.
So, at Blue Belt, we had a guy come down, Adelaide Cleveland.
Okay, I think I've heard the name.
He's a 10th Planet black belt in Michigan. But he had brain cancer at the time,
Oh, God.
and so we held a donation-only seminar for him. And
To raise him some money.
yes,
Yeah, good.
and he came down and he gave a extraordinary seminar on just the crucifix.
It's awesome.
How to get there, a whole bunch of different ways to get there. Some of the things I showed today, I learned from Adelaide Cleveland at
Awesome.
Blue Belt. And he taught it so well that I remember it 5 years later.
That's
you know,
awesome.
Part
So
of my game.
it stuck with you. That's very cool.
And then we had a seminar last weekend where we had Marvin Castell come from California, and he did a really, really good job at the seminar.
That's awesome. So what is the most useful, in your opinion, most useful submission for MMA or jiu-jitsu, whichever? What's the most useful one?
The rear naked choke's key, man.
That's what I heard you say that today.
It's key.
Now why?
Because if you're blacked out, you can't fight back.
Hey man.
I can break your arm, but you still got 3
Tough.
limbs.
Yeah.
I can break your leg, but you might still come up on me. You know, it depends on how big the guy is. And if you're 300 pounds, I'm not doing an armbar on you.
No. Question. So like if someone shoots if you've got knee on belly, should you go for the armbar, or should you just kind of keep that knee on belly for a minute and beat them, like hit on them?
It depends on what reaction they're giving me. I'm not going to force something. I'm not going to force an armbar if they're not giving that reaction. If I'm knee on belly and they're running away from that knee on belly, then yes, that top arm is available for that armbar. But if they're staying there and they're trying to buck up, then I might settle them down and then move on to mount or go back to side control. I don't really play a lot of knee on belly because I don't feel like there's a whole bunch of submissions from that particular
I
style.
got you. Some people think you've got to always be trying to get something. So you're saying sometimes it's okay to just kind of just check them out. I was watching that dang fight the other day. I did watch the fights over the weekend. The guy that knocked Izzy out, Pereira, and he's like a world champion kickboxer. And he wasn't even hitting dude hard. He was just touching him. And finally he did hit him really hard. So sometimes it's okay to just kind of work. Everything ain't got to be, hey, we got to get out of here, we got to get done. I think that's something that's been hard for me to kind of think. There he is. What about what do you think about Diego's coach? Have you heard about him? The School of Self-Awareness?
Diego's coach.
Diego Sanchez.
Oh, that dude is
He's
a little
lying.
strange.
He is a lying person.
Really, really strange guy. I don't know why Diego is following him. I feel like once that guy became his coach, his everything went down.
Well, you got to think, Diego's got like some almost positive brain damage.
Yeah,
Like,
that too.
Almost zero doubt brain damage. And then like he's always thinking someone like being around him, like, man, you're the best, brother. God wants you to do this. And that guy's like, man, God sent me here, brother. God sent me here, man. Let me hang you upside down and slap you in the head. And like he does that. It's that's insane to me. Okay, so what about McDojos? No. We'll go back to the McDojos in a minute. Remember back in the day when you get the magazines and it was like, dude, we'll teach you the death touch. You remember?
I kind of vaguely remember.
How was that ever a thing? How many people you think gave them money?
A ton, because the information wasn't readily available. Like the internet, we all have internet now.
Yeah.
We have it at the touch of our hands on our phones, and you can go look at really good techniques
And know what's
all the
real.
time. There's gyms out there you can actually go to and practice these moves and
does this
figure
work?
out what works, what doesn't work. Is there a death touch?
No.
I haven't found it yet, and I spend at least 30 hours on the mat a week.
I mean, like, if you choke them long enough, yeah, they're going to die.
Yeah. But as far as
Yeah.
touching
Yeah.
anywhere here, you know.
Like, see, look at him. He's hanging him upside down and popping him in his shit. That's Diego Sanchez. That's dude.
No.
He's already got brain damage. And then, like, I mean, like, if you hit somebody enough, they'll die. But, like, there's no just kidding. So one time we had a cage fight, and this was, like, way before Athletic Commission was a thing. There was a guy up here named Robert Clairday, maybe Roger Clairday, but I'm pretty sure it was Robert. And he rented the ag center that we've got, not our venue, the ag center. It smells like cow doo-doo in there, like it is cow doo-doo floor.
I've
And-
heard of Claire Day.
Yeah.
He did fights different places too, right?
He's been around, man.
Okay.
And I don't know
And
him
he
as a
did
person.
like chicken wire, and it
Well,
wasn't like a real cage.
It was like a dog fence. He
Yeah.
had a boxing ring, and he built a dog fence. Somehow he got it tall, built a dog fence around it, and put us in there, man. And we just fought in there. And where was I going with that? What was we talking about before then? It was important. I thought I had a funny story.
I don't know.
Damn. I do that. Sometimes I forget stuff.
Me
man.
too. I'll be talking about something and then explain something and be like, oh man.
I remember. So my stepdad, like, he didn't like really beat me as a kid. He abused me a little. You know what I mean? I didn't get. He didn't like beat me. He beat me a little. Okay, like in a bit of a weird way. When I got a little older and started bucking on him, he would like pull a gun out, like scared, weird man. Okay, no offense to him, except for where it's intended. And so we were at it was like my second or third fight, and it was my second or third fight, like getting to come to the house. Like, so, you know, it didn't matter, no one cared. It was Rainsville, Alabama. And so I'm out there, and you know, we're just kind of warming up and stuff. And he comes up to me, he goes, "Hey man," I was like, "What's up?" He goes, "I'm ready to show you some of those pressure points now." He said that to me in my eyes.
Claire
No, my
your
stepdad.
dad.
My
Okay,
stepdad.
okay.
He said it to me in my face. My mom goes, "Son, you need to let him show you some of them pressure points." And I was like, there's no pressure points. I have to punch this guy and probably choke him at some point. And so for like, I won, but like for the next like 4 or 5 years, man, she'd be like, "You need to let him show you the pressure points." And I was like, "No, I'm not though." People are weird, man. Like they think that's a thing. Do you think law enforcement could probably be a little better trained?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We just had one of our guys graduate the police academy yesterday.
Okay.
He went for 6 months.
Yes.
He's a brown belt. He was one of our instructors.
Yes.
And the things that they were teaching, they're teaching Gracie tactics.
Oh no.
And he was whipping up on the
Oh,
instructors.
yeah, he was.
I mean,
I try to, so like I used to work at the jail, and I try to tell them, like, look, you know, I'm not a great fighter. Like, I like being around fights. I train regularly, and none of you could arrest me without pulling out a gun. You know, I mean, you might could spray some mace or something, but for the most part, it's not going to be as easy. Obviously, if you come to me, "Hey, put your hands behind your back, please, we don't want no trouble." Okay, that's one thing. What they don't understand is they're not always going to get that. And I saw a video the other day of a cop trying to arrest this guy, and this guy was fat. Not the cop, but the guy he was arrested was very fat. Very fat. And the cop nearly got beat up by him. And I'm like, you just got to train some, so it's not such a foreign, you know, environment. Like if they get on the mat with somebody like you, and they just start feeling it. Just start, damn, that man, what the hell? He didn't weigh nothing. Then when they get to somebody, or like say just Will. Will's not a black belt. Will's just a big, really strong ass guy. So if they could get some regular mat time with somebody like Will, just feeling that, all of a sudden they get to feeling somebody that don't feel like that, don't feel like you, don't feel like me, they're gonna be like, "No.
yeah, we got this guy.
Yeah, okay. We're okay.
But we don't need backup.
We don't gotta kill him, it's good." So one of the things that they said to me was they said they can't allow chokes, which blows my mind. And they said they can't allow, now I don't know how much was them trying to appease me and how much was them telling the truth, but they said they can't allow chokes because it looks bad.
Yeah.
And so why?
Well, if you choke unconscious anybody, it looks bad.
It looks bad.
But you
doesn't it-
could just have held them, right? I can hold the back without
Yeah.
choking you.
Chill dog.
Yeah, I can get you in a bunch of positions and just hold
Preach.
you, right?
Preach.
So just controlling someone
Yep.
is a whole lot different than having to submit them.
Yes.
I can control you on the ground without having to choke you unconscious or break your joints.
Full mount.
Yeah.
Think Please stop. Please refrain. Backup's on the way, buddy. Backup's on the damn way.
Yeah.
I like that. I think I'm from around here, so not everything's weird. People are kind of weird in this area. They think tough for where I live, and that's, no one can really get mad, but tough where I live equates to they played football in high school. It really does. It really, truly does. And I think a big reason I have a hard time getting some people in down here is because they don't want to believe that I can, do good with them. Now, Will, I think they might be a little scared that Will's going to do really good with them,
Yeah.
But Will's one of the nicest people I've ever met. We've had good rounds, but he's just nice. We just want people on the mats, that way they can, better themselves. It's good for us to have people who, thoughts on the oil check, kind of weird, no?
Yes, very weird.
Very weird, man. Shouldn't be oil checking people, but I just think they just got to get past themselves. Once I've got friends that are cops. Not all cops are terrible, but I think once they get past themselves and the nerves, because man, even when I go train other places, it's like first time I came up there and seen you, I was like, you know, me and Caleb tried to be partners. He was like, "Yeah, come on, go."
Yeah, y'all are partners all the time. You know, let's split it up.
It's nerve wracking because you don't never know for sure what you're gonna get. But I've never been anywhere and just been like, man, that was a terrible, awful experience. They were mean to. Well, take that back. One time, okay, this is a true story. So Jeff asked me one time. He asked me, Trevor, and Corey Perigo if we wanted to go spar with Sid Wheeler. And Sid Wheeler's a bad cat, man. He's 22 or 23 now. He sells houses now, but he never had an amateur fight. He went pro right away. He was fighting everywhere. You know, Khamzat Chimaev right now in the UFC. He's beating everybody. He's taking them down, subbing them out. And he's this Russian guy. He's beating everybody. So Khamzat's last pro fight before the UFC was against Sid Wheeler. Okay, so we had just met Jeff, and Jeff asked us if we wanted to go spar with Sid. And he said, "Y'all really need to see what it's like." And we was like, "Yeah, man." We didn't think it was gonna be, sparring. We didn't think try to kill each other. We thought we was gonna go spar. We walked in there, and you could read a room. And I felt that room, and I said, "Oh shit." So
We were punching bags today.
yes. So David Robbins and Billy Swanson were both supposed to be there with us. So it was going to be me, Trevor, Billy, David, and Corey. We was all going to give him a round. Maybe two, but in my mind, we was all giving him one. David and Billy didn't come. And when they told me they didn't come, that's when I went, oh, fuck, we really are going to get the shit beat out of us today. So I'm getting mine first. I'm getting out there. I'm getting it done. I don't want to see her. I ain't going to get the round. So I get out there and we start sparring. And all of a sudden he punches me and I somehow I turn and he goes, shit, I go, oh.
Oh,
And I fell asleep. And I woke up like slumped out and I went, stood up and I was like, okay. So went back to him, finished that round out. He didn't beat me up too bad. He could have really roughed me up, right? Like there's plenty of times I've been rolling with you, I know for a fact you can like snatch my leg off. You're just cool, hey, cracked out, done. Easy, right? He wasn't like that. So I get out there, I finish the round, Corey gets around, Trevor gets around, and then Trevor's good. He's good. And so then I get back out there and I'm like, it's my last round I have to get. So I start getting my round, blah blah blah. And before the round starts, I go, hey man, he goes, he didn't talk to me. So could you do me a favor? He goes, I go, could you just not knock me out again? I said, get your work in, maybe hurt my body, but just don't knock me out again if you can help it. He goes, he walks off. And I went, okay, that went pretty good. That's all right.
yeah.
So we get out there and we start sparring. It's like 30 seconds, man. He kicks me in my fucking head. Boom. And I fall down in slow motion. It's on video. And I fall down. I'm like, I'm trying to talk, but I can't talk good. He didn't like clean me out. It was pretty damn bad. So I come up and go, hey, motherfucker, I asked you not to do it. Couldn't talk. I said it. And finally, I got embarrassed and mad. I said, I got kids at the house. You didn't have to do that to me. And he was like, what are you talking about? Get knocked out again? And I go, fuck you, man. I hop out, and he knocked us all out that day. He knocked me out, he knocked Trevor out, and he knocked Corey out. He knocked us out back to back. It wasn't hard, and I was just like, you didn't have to do it like that. You know?
There shouldn't be gyms out there doing that.
Yeah, you could have just chopped us down, but like, and I've had hard rounds. Like I've got this far with good people and stuff, but I was like, man, I was just kind of butthurt. Man, he's a nice kid, but he's been brought up kind of different. You know, his daddy's always had him like, as far as I know, it's not my life. But as far as I know, he's always had him, doing stuff like that. He was like a Golden Glove boxer at like a kid age. It's weird. There's freaks out there, So don't you think? So this sport's pretty fast growing. People are really, even if you don't make it fighting, even if you don't make it doing jiu-jitsu, even if you don't make it doing boxing, kickboxing, whatever, but you find a platform, right? That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, everyone thinks I just want them to fight. No, Cole, right? Pretty flashy. You tell me he couldn't be a stunt double in a movie, doing spinny shit. Anyone that talks good, get the play. You're gonna have to probably fight at some point. You know what I mean? Because you gotta get in front of people. They need to know that you can talk. They know that you can move. They need blah blah blah. But once people start, like right now, there was some gym around here that just had people on the Karate Kid show. Ryan Rushton did. Not them. I think it was just the Bang people. And I don't think it was Ryan Rushton. But Bang as a whole, they had some people on that Karate Kid show a while back. There's different avenues to all of it. Teaching, talking, commentating. Paige Van Zandt, she was fighting. but she also got to do Dancing with the Stars. She also got paid by drink stuff. You know what I mean? It's people don't understand that.
Cowboy Cerrone just retired, and he said, "I'm gonna go be a movie star."
Yeah. He's getting paid by Budweiser, and he don't just fight. He does. He's got the BMF ranch. He rides around. He goes plays in the water. Anything he does right now is getting paid just because he got out there and he did fight. But they just like him as a person. He's a character now. Connor's probably never going to be the same, right? Do you watch fights?
As much as I can.
It's hard to watch when they're expensive.
Yeah. What is it, like $75?
$75.
Yeah.
I don't illegally stream them or anything, but
I watch a lot of the fight nights that
Yeah.
come on the ESPN
Yeah, I like
Plus. And then we'll get together sometimes as the gym and we'll pitch in like
That's
$10
cool. Yes.
each. And
Yes.
we'll watch it at somebody's house.
Yeah, that's fun. I like doing that. That's what we do. I got a buddy, and we'll leave it at that. And we watch them though. You know what I mean? But oh, I got a blue belt today.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first blue belt I've ever given out. You're my
Yes.
first
So
first
cool,
blue
man.
belt.
Thank you so much. Made my day. I've never had a belt in anything. It's very cool for me.
I'm usually second in command wherever I'm at. So
Yes.
Eric always gives the blue belts.
Okay.
You know,
So
at
how-
our gym.
How does that work? So you said, so I do want to get a lot more time with you because it's awesome working with you and stuff. I'm going to get a lot more time because I want to be a better jiu-jitsu coach. I feel very good teaching kickboxing, I really do. But I also want to feel really good teaching jiu-jitsu. I want to keep learning. I like being around this.
Well, it's something you can do for a long time. Getting
Yes.
punched in the head, you're not going to
Hard.
be able to do for a long, long period of time.
No.
But you can grapple until you're
Almost
in your
forever.
70s, you know,
Well,
80s. I
as
mean,
long as they don't blow your legs out.
well, I mean, I've got a torn ACL and torn meniscus
Yes.
in my right knee right now.
How'd you do it?
Jiu-jitsu.
What happened?
Rolling with bigger people. A guy put me in the lockdown and straightened his legs out, and it separated the knee.
Do you think he was going too hard? Was he being a tool, or you think accident?
Let's just say we had around. He was a brown belt at the time, and I was a pretty fresh purple belt. And he was training hit and miss, and I had a really, really tough round with him. And then he rolled a couple more rounds. I was done. I already taken off my rash guard. My mouthpiece was out. And then he came up to me, let's get one more in. I want one more. And I'm like, all right. So
That's weird.
he came after me, and was it intentional? Probably not. But he was trying to prove a point, I think,
Yeah,
that I shouldn't have done as good as I did.
that's weird.
I mean, it's ego.
Yeah.
If somebody does really good against me, my ego kind of gets hurt.
I get
I'm like,
that.
oh man, I didn't tag you 10 times, and I only got you
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Man. Or when I go slow with people and I let them work, and they get up after the round, they're like, oh man, you didn't tap me not once. I'm way better this week than I was last week. And I'm like,
No, I gotta see you the next
we're
time.
gonna have one more round.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
just
so-
so you know. I do that kind of sparring like with my guys. Like, I don't like really try to beat them up or nothing. But like, if they do really good, man, like I won't see them. Is what's weird. Like they think like one, cause like some of them are starting to move pretty good with me. Pretty good, and I say they're not really though, and they'll all tell you the same thing. They're not really. They're moving kind of good with me, cause like one, I weigh like 220 pounds right now. I'm not in the best shape of my life like I was like 6 months ago, and like so that's making them look a little better than they are. And then like I'm not throwing near as much just because I can't. I'm not in that kind of shape. But like you'll see like they'll start doing kind of good, and then there'll be like a week or two where you don't see them. It's like, what do you mean? Like I took Drew up to South Carolina the other day, and I love Drew to death. I respect him as a kid. He's a very nice young man. We took him up to South Carolina, and he had a match, and he done pretty good in his match against the 18-year-old. He didn't win, but he done pretty good. Right?
Yeah.
And he's got another match July 23rd at our show. So like, dude, you're about to be in front of your people. You're about to compete in front of everyone you know.
Your hometown.
You should be chomping
Bro,
at
I
the
would
bit,
be-
son.
My whole life would be circling around this.
Yeah, like when I,
all my friends, all my family, my teammates are gonna be,
yes,
bro. I'm gonna put on the performance
people
of a lifetime.
Yeah, like when I fought Manly, I didn't win, but literally like during practice and stuff, Caleb like, you gonna let him whoop your ass at your house? And I was like, no, Caleb, No, I ain't, man. But like, I just remember like you've got to like, and I think partly he has a job and stuff. But like, dude, you just did kind of good. You didn't even win. What's gonna happen like when you get a head kick knockout or something? Like that's it. Like we used to have like Devin Davis would train with us, you know, and Devin's an athlete, man. He really is. Like the first day he came in the gym, like I was just a fat mess, and I knew like I couldn't let him do good or he wouldn't come back. And I don't know why it's like that, but I knew like as athletic as he was, played ball in school, he was Mr. Football. He was that guy, and I just knew I couldn't let him do good because if I did, he wasn't coming back to train with us, and it was just me there that day, and I just didn't let him do good at all, not even a little bit. Kept coming back. Eventually, we was teammates. I ain't gotta be on you like that. You know, we're teammates now. And then, and Jeff said it best, I think I moved a lot of the people around here up too quick on my show. Because, like, you know, Trevor is whatever is going on there. But with this is just me talking about Devin. Devin fought a guy, Trent Knott. Devin had 2 fights at the time. He was 1-1. Trent Knott was 4-1 MMA and 6-1 in kickboxing. So a pretty dang good record, right? He trains with Harry Hunsucker out of Kentucky. He's a good athletic guy. Well, Devin went out there, and it's different up here at Rainsville. When I have fights here and there's local people, the locals get some kind of extra pump to them, man. It's weird because the people are loud. So Devin got that pump, and Devin went out there and he knocked Trent out in like no time. You know what I mean? And Devin didn't even know his record was like that until right before the fight, and they started announcing it. Devin was like, "What'd Sam put me into?" You know?
Yeah.
And like, but he won. And then he never fought again. Ever. He won a belt at home. It's sitting at his house right now, I'm pretty sure. And he never fought again. Almost never seen him on the mats again, nothing. And it's like, I should have made you claw your way up. And I think it should have been that way with a lot of people. Like Connor, you know, I ain't saying he got an easy way up, but now that he's rich, he ain't fighting the same. You know what I mean?
No.
Like for some people, it's just kind of like a bucket list thing. You think or no?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like that with any martial art. That's why it's a running joke when people get their blue belt. We don't see him again.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a blue belt. Put him on the milk carton, you know.
Never
We ain't gonna
seen
see that guy again. It's like that with any achievement, I think. You work, you get the achievement that you were looking for, and then you don't want to go on above and
Everyone
beyond.
knows you're a badass now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Heck yeah. I've always wanted to be around fights. Like there was a time in my life we had the gym at Rainsville. I was like 14, 13. I actually started like a Y in Scottsboro, but we ended up moving to Rainsville because it was easier to get people. And then I remember it like closing, and like for a little while we had police there. Like we had everybody train. I don't know. This guy came in as kind of a scumbag. You know, like with any kind of sport or almost anything, you're gonna run into scumbags, and we did. And finally, like everybody, I quit going there because that guy really was a scumbag. And then we ended up opening a place in Henniger, and like I remember like messaging all those people, like begging them, like let's get one more run at this. We can do this. We're young enough too. And just I don't know if they like had a bad taste in their mouth or they just didn't want to, you know. And it was a sad time for me because I was like, man, that's literally all I want to be doing. I like doing it. I want to be a Power Ranger. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I wanna,
me too.
yeah.
I grew up on Power Rangers.
Yeah, dude, I want to do all that.
Ninja Turtles.
I want to do all that fun shit. And yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm glad I didn't do it. I wish our state wasn't so hard to work with. But other than that, man, it's been cool. I'm 29. You know, like I started a business almost entirely off of Facebook. So that's cool. We didn't really
That's
have
the AFC you're talking about?
Yes. We didn't have like no ton of sponsors. We had some, and we really appreciated them people because they were few and far in between. But because like this area, it just isn't like that. Huntsville, how many MMA gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms y'all got in Huntsville right now?
Quite a few.
Yeah, right. So up here it's us. That's it. You know what I mean? People just I don't know. It just don't play like that. But now they buy tickets when there's a show, and that's cool. But I don't know, man. It's been pretty neat. Stressful at times.
Oh, I can
Jesus.
imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Especially dealing with tons of fighters.
Yeah.
You know, I've met plenty of fighters, and some of them can be some prima donnas.
A little
and
bit.
So
Do you not understand? I'm the whole effing show. I
Yeah.
sold 50 tickets, dog.
I know, man. I know.
I don't know. So there's jiu-jitsu people like that. There's kickboxing people like that. There's MMA people like that. Why? Why do you think they get like that? What causes that?
I guess the ego. I mean, some people just think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
I think there should be like, as far as for the police and stuff, I do think it would check their ego as far as the way they handle things. I understand there's sometimes you can't just wrestle somebody like if I'm standing here and someone walks in my house and pulls a gun on me, I'm not just gonna start grappling from right here right away. I'm gonna run this way. I'm gonna get a gun. Right? I get that, but I'm saying like when it's a head-to-head thing, I just think there needs to be a little bit more of a vetting process as far as like who we put where. Because like even when there's a video of like at the jail, and like there was 3 kids, they were like 20, and they like roughed up this old man pretty bad. One of them's in prison now, you know, and like it's just I think there's gotta be some kind of vetting process. That's my youngin'.
Yeah, for sure there needs to be a vetting process. Huntsville Police Department's doing something really cool right now. They do blue jiu-jitsu a few days a week. They have their own
Yes.
mat room.
Yes.
So they're learning and applying jiu-jitsu stuff.
Who's teaching the classes?
It was Jerry King. He's
Lawler?
no. He's a captain over at the
Okay.
Huntsville Police Department, and he's been grappling a long time. He's a
Awesome.
blue belt at 10th Planet,
That's awesome.
and they go over certain positions, right? I mean, they're not doing rubber guard. They're not teaching
No.
rubber guard. I mean, you don't want to come on top of me, guy. You know,
Yeah.
they're doing.
Positions they would hit as police officers.
Yeah.
I get that.
You know, top position. They're trying to fight to get back to top position.
Okay. I think it's good for ladies too. Cause like
They need it more than anybody.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
right
a,
now,
it's a scary place right now.
yeah, there's sex trafficking. People are looking for women to pick up,
Yeah,
to go sell.
it's
I mean,
insane. Picking up kids.
they're not picking up me and you.
No.
Why? Because we're willing to die on the spot.
Yeah.
You try to grab me, it's going to end here. Either you're going to
Yeah.
die or I'm going to die. You ain't selling me.
And it's a weird click to it. So you're not taking
As
it
a
away.
female, they're like,
I'll be cool.
Okay,
I'm
just
cool.
don't hurt me.
Yeah, just don't hurt me.
Yeah,
promise.
I'll go.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Like as a girl dad and stuff, terrifies me. And even for like little boys and stuff, man, it's weird because like a while back, we got a school right up the road. There was 2 brothers there, and they were teachers, and they were like taking these kids home and buying them basketball shoes. They were poor and having nobody's helping them, man. God wanted them to help them, Chuck. No, you know what they were doing? They were touching them. They were molesting them, you know. And kids are, you know what they're gonna do? They told me not to tell, so I didn't tell. It's a weird time on the planet, man.
Yeah, super crazy.
What about Jake Paul?
Oh, man.
Smart. He's smart.
Super smart. Some YouTube influencer making stupid videos, becoming one of the top athletes in the world. I
Yeah.
mean,
Top paid.
top paid athletes in the
Top
world.
paid
yes.
for sure.
Do you think he's paying people to take falls?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, because when he had a sparring video that he did with Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa threw a hook and he got hit by it and he stiff-boarded. Looked exactly the same way it did with Woodley. I think he's got enough money that he can, and I don't think the state is making them sanction their events. I think it's like I might be wrong, but as far as I know, they're exhibition matches. No knockout. You know, no knockouts allowed. You know, if there's no winner. You know, unless it goes past so many rounds. I don't follow boxing that much, but as far as I can tell, like they're not true sanctioned fights. I think it's probably closer to WWE. You know what I mean? In WWE, sometimes they bleed, don't they? They're gonna go a little bit. They're gonna bleed a little bit.
But they know at the end who's the winner
I'm
is
getting
gonna
paid
be.
this much. to
Let's
win
let's
all
put
this.
on a dance,
Yeah.
but you're gonna win.
Yeah, I got it. It's gonna look really good. I'm gonna fight you in a minute, but
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna-
mean,
it's gonna
because
look good.
some WWE matches, I mean, they look good.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
you can
do.
tell they work together. They dance really well
Yep.
together.
And all of a
And
sudden
then
it's like-
you see some that you're like, man, y'all didn't practice this.
Heck yeah. I like my dad grew up. I grew up around wrestling a lot. I think that's probably why I started doing shows and stuff. My dad, he wrestled WWE stuff forever. He still does today. Like it's his jam. It's what he loves. And so I think that's partly why I started, wanting to be around shows and do stuff. I think that's a big part of it. I think some of the best wrestling matches I see is like when they're using real techniques. Because like if I see you do something, I'm like, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
There aren't bends that way. I don't like seeing that. I like seeing the real stuff. What do you think about the high rollers?
Oh, dude, I think that is super cool. Get really, really high and then try to fight somebody while they're high, and I think that's super fun.
Get a big bag of pop for it.
Yeah, and I like how they've come to do like the pothead versus the cop.
Yeah, I like that. I'd love to see that around here. Be so many mad people. People can't handle it. And how many messages you own a gym? You run a gym?
I don't own the gym. Eric Al,
Okay,
he's the head honcho at 10th Planet Huntsville, and
So-
he opened.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
He opened 10th Planet Huntsville, and I was still at the Decatur location. 6 months after he opened, he was like, "Hey, come run my kids program," and I was like, "Yes."
Thank you, please.
Yeah, me and Eric, we started at white belt together. We were blue belts together. Every time he got promoted, I was like just a couple weeks right behind.
That's awesome.
So we were main training partners, and Brandon was like, "Hey, Eric, go open up this gym," and Eric was like, "All right, I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
open up this gym," and he brought me on. So I'm super grateful that
Very
I got put up to that teaching
Yes,
spot,
dude.
because before then I was just the kids assistant coach.
Yeah.
Brandon was the coach, and I just helped him on the mats with the kids class.
He saw you breaking it down, man. He was like, "No, you go ahead, get out of here."
And Eric was like, "Come with me, you run the program here," and I was like, "All right,
That's
deal."
very cool.
So he brought me up with him.
That's awesome. I don't remember where the heck I was going to go with it. I had something that I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just
No.
really wanted to make that clear.
No, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Like it's cool to get the stories and stuff, man. What's the craziest thing you've seen happen, whether it's on the mats, in a competition, in a fight? What's the craziest thing you've seen happen that you was like, oh man, like that was wild?
All right, so there used to be this tournament called the Kakuto Challenge, and it was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
I went one year, and I was watching this kid. He got put in a Kimura, and everybody was telling him, tap, 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 and he was just shaking his head, no, 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 and it just went all the way and touched his head, and you could just hear it. Everybody's talking, yelling in the gym. There's other matches going on, but you could hear this guy's shoulder pop, and it was like, why?
Like
Wow.
you made no dollars today.
None. It was white belt versus white belt.
Oh,
I mean,
no. Good
I
God.
don't know. I guess people think jiu-jitsu don't work.
Sometimes
You gotta get broke off to.
I think it goes back to the pride thing, man. I'm tougher than this. Like, but your arm's not. Your
Yeah, I
arm
gotta
ain't
go to work.
right,
I
man.
gotta go to work on Monday, bro.
Yeah.
I need this arm.
That's one thing Tyler said. That's one reason he don't train so much. He's like, man, I got a job, like a physical job. I'm like, dude, no, I understand. You can still make mat time with us, because Tyler's really good holding pads. He just don't want to do everything right now, and I understand. He doesn't have a ton of insurance. He does got 2 kids. He does have a physical job. I understand.
I mean, I got a physical job.
Yeah.
I'm a commercial electrician, so I'm on a job site every day for work. Out in
Okay.
the sun. When
Yeah.
it's cold, it's cold. I'm up and down ladders all day, up and down scaffolds. So I can't really be like, oh, I feel for you, buddy, because I got one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Oh yeah, they will see you, I guess. I'm with you on that. I have an easy job. I'm blessed in that sense. But sometimes I feel like I don't know. Like Tyler told me, he's like, sometimes you just gotta fly. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, man. Sometimes I do, and I don't mean to be that way. But like, sometimes I just leave. I don't mean to. It's just, and I burn bridges sometimes. I don't do it so much now that I'm an adult. But like when I was a younger man, an idiot, a kid, I just leave. I gotta go. What are you mad about? You can just say you just want to leave. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to be that way. I don't know what I want to do with my life, man. That's hard. You know what I mean? That's hard. I know I want to make at least enough money to make my kids comfortable. I love my job that I have now. I really, really do. I've got a great boss, man. She really looks out for me. And I'm not going to be surprised if I move up there. I work hard. She looks out for me. My coworkers are awesome. I just don't, I don't know. I don't know. I love literature, so I think I could be a great literature coach, and I really think I could. But the hard part, be the school and sitting there for 4 years and trying to make it, trying to make myself do it. And that's hard, man. What about old Joe Rogan? Smartest man alive?
I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan.
Is he the news? Technically, he's the
I mean,
news.
I believe him. I mean, anybody that's willing to get a black belt in jiu-jitsu, a black belt in, is he taekwondo? Yeah,
I think
taekwondo.
he is. I think he is.
I mean, if you can get multiple black belts, that's dedication.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, there is no easy way to get a black belt in
No.
jiu-jitsu. I mean,
Yes.
you got to dig in, be disciplined.
He's got 2 black belts in jiu-jitsu, don't he? I think he's got a 10th planet black belt because I saw Eddie Bravo give him a black belt.
He's a 10th planet black belt.
I
Yes,
think
for
he
sure.
might have another black belt.
I don't know if in
wrong.
jiu-jitsu, I'm not sure.
But I know I saw Eddie give him one. Have you ever met Eddie?
Yeah, I met Eddie a couple of times.
What's he like?
He loves to talk. He
Yeah.
loves to talk. He's got stories for days. He's super funny, super laid back. One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
I met him at white belt, and he's Eddie Bravo, the founder of 10th Planet.
Oh yeah, this is where I'm at.
He treated me like I was a human being.
That's cool.
As a white belt, I would see these black belts come in and be like, "You ain't even gonna be here, in 6 months. You're just a white
Yeah,
belt. You
that's
ain't
awesome.
gonna make it. I ain't gonna show you anything."
I get that.
But Eddie was like, "Hey, what's your name? How you doing?" And so I thought that was super cool,
I get that.
'Cause I thought, of him as a superstar.
Yeah. Well, he hangs out with Joe all the time. They're always cutting up. You know what I mean? He thinks the world is flat. Hey, Mom, shut that door, please. We're about to line it. We're about to line it up. We're about to. Oh, Eddie Bravo. So how many 10th planets does he have? They're all his? How does that work?
Well, he has the franchise,
Okay.
right? So, just like any franchise, if you wanted to open up a KFC,
Yes.
right, it would be your KFC,
Yeah.
but it would be an umbrella under somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much he doesn't own all the 10th planets, but we pay
Him so much.
him to be a
associate.
10th
That's cool, man.
planet.
That's cool.
But he's not going to let just anybody be a 10th planet. You have to be a black belt
Yeah.
in the 10th planet system before you can open your own 10th planet school.
It's very cool. So, 10 years from now, where you at? What are you doing? What's the plan? We can go 5 years if you want to, but I feel like you plan things. I feel like you've got plans. So where you at in 10 years, man? What are you doing?
Man, you're exactly wrong. I do not have this planned out.
Oh, okay.
Because for the longest time, ever since Blue Belt, I was like, I'm going to open up my own school. I want to be head coach. I want my own school. But here lately, I love the way 10th Planet Huntsville's growing. Huntsville being the #1 place to live in America right now.
Yeah.
We're really booming, and I feel like me and Eric could have a super gym.
Amen.
2 high-level guys in Huntsville, I think would be more beneficial than me going to a smaller city and just doing it myself.
Agreed. Awesome. So you don't know yet. You go.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a why right now.
I gotcha, hey.
I really love my 10th Planet Huntsville guys,
Yes.
and I've worked a lot with them already. And
And Huntsville's growing so fast, man.
yeah,
It's growing so fast. Y'all just had who's the star scientist? The astrophysicist.
we got
No, the big one that Joe Rogan has on. Black guy. I don't remember. I'm off the names, but hell, he just had like a whole thing out there, man. Huntsville's growing so quick, and I think you guys would be really sad if you left. I think that for sure. I know I'm going to make a lot more time up there for sure, and I think anybody in that area should be coming anytime you're teaching too. And if they can't come when you're teaching, they need to be trying to bring you out for a seminar. I really believe that. You're an awesome coach, man. Good
really
teacher,
appreciate
buddy.
it.
I think
Yeah, I
you're
really
doing really great things. But that's all we got today. That's it, man.
Thank you for having me on,
Yes,
man.
thank you for coming on, buddy. Boom. Thanks, guys.
Bye, you guys.
Oh, Landon said, imagine cops out here pulling guard.
That would be funny.
That'd be awesome. I'd watch.
I would too.
See you guys.